Okay, hello everybody. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Martin. Welcome to Spinoza Chavarat, the Zoom show on Shabbat Beha'Alotecha. Please read what you see on the screen whilst we listen to the music.
הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לי 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 לי, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לי 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 לי, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, 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 הנה מה טוב,
Behold how good and how pleasant it is for people to dwell together.
Evo en hayim besimcha, simcha, simcha, simcha. Boo lekahel bien na 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 na. Evo en hayim besimcha, simcha, simcha, simcha. Boo lekahel bien na 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 na.
Love life with happiness. Come into community with joy. While we sing with joy, we recognize that there are those present who may be in mourning, remembering those they have lost, and to them we say these words of consolation. Timsu betochechem nechama umenucha. May you find within you comfort and rest. Let us pause as we close our eyes and listen to the world around us. What is it telling us? What do we notice? Shema, hear. Does anybody want to share anything about what the world just told them?
I heard a plane, which was nice because I thought of people coming and going.
Yep, I heard the trees blowing in the wind, and I think I can see the rain, so I heard that. And I just thought about how after a week of extreme temperatures in this country, the earth around me is returning to green rather than yellow.
I was I was thinking about, well, I was reflecting on the fact that I've just moved from Charlottesville, Virginia, which is not a very big city, but I was still living kind of in a noisy area, which I was not expecting. So I got out of my lease early and moved back.
We lost you, but I assume you're saying you moved back to the country where it's quiet and you hear the birds and the ducks and stuff.
Birds, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
I hear chickens
What are
clucking.
the chickens telling you?
I don't know. Hungry?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm in the country, so we have about 30 chickens in the back.
Nice. Okay, let's try to keep that in mind that there was a connection there with the world around us, our environment, nature, other people, community, our commonality with the environment and nature around us and other people as we read this. And would somebody like to read the English?
Listen, Israel, we are all one, and our purpose is one. Let us work together to improve this world.
Shema Yisrael, Kulanu Echad, Ve'Yehudeinu Echad. Hava na'avod, Letaken, et ha'olam hazeh. Could somebody else read this?
And we will love life with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all that we are. We place these words into our hearts and souls, binding them as a sign in our hands and as a reminder between our eyes. We will teach them to our children, and we will talk about them while sitting in our homes, walking on the road, lying down, and getting up. And we will write them on the doorposts of our houses and on our gates, and may our days and the days of our children be prolonged for as long as the heavens are above the earth.
And now we move to our Amidah. Please rise in body or spirit.
I can't read it, so someone else has to read it.
Would someone like to read it?
Can you read it?
Let us regard as holy our commitment to ethics, to justice, to truth, and to human dignity. Let us sanctify life through our choices and dedicate the everyday to acts of compassion and integrity. Blessed are we when we bring holiness not by ritual alone, but through deeds of justice. We give thanks for life, for community, for family, for our loved ones, and for our freedom. In a world of scarcity, we pause to appreciate what we have. In a culture of constant dissatisfaction, we engage in the fundamental practice of gratitude. Blessed are we when we recognize the abundance in our lives and give thanks for all that we have received. We will work together to build a world of human dignity, recognizing the bond that links all human beings and every nation. We will pursue peace within ourselves, in our relationships, in our communities, and between nation and nation. Blessed are we when we become makers of peace and builders of bridges over all that divides us.
May I guard my tongue from evil and my lips from speaking deceit. And to those who curse me, let my soul be silent, and let my inner being be calm, and may my heart be opened. Eshmera leshoni mera usfatai midaber mirma, velim kalelai nafshi tidom, venafshi tiye sheketa, velibi yipateach. Pause for silent reflection. Let us make peace in the world. Please let us make peace for us, for all Israel, and for all humanity. And we say, Amen. Na'aseh shalom ba'olam, na'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Na'aseh shalom, na'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, na'aseh shalom, na'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'nomar Amen. We now turn our minds and hearts towards those who need our love, who are ill, who are lonely, who suffer pain, or who have been wronged. Please call out their names.
Carmen,
Robert,
Rosary, Laura.
Lucy,
Jean, John, Javier, Rick,
Hugh, and myself.
Jacob.
Patrick and Anne. May there be a complete renewal for those who are sick, a renewal of spirit, a renewal of body, and we say, Amen. Yena refuah shlema lacholim, refuat hanefesh, urefuat haguf. Venomar, Amen. You may be seated. I now move on to our Divrei Torah, our Torah discussion. Could somebody read this, or you can alternate between a couple of people reading?
could you please make it bigger?
I can't. You can zoom on your screen, I believe. There's no way for me to make it bigger.
Torah is the record of the spiritual journey of the Jewish people and the lessons for life and conduct we have learned along the way. It is teaching, law, tradition, the fruit of reason and the outpouring of spirit in every age. It is interpretation of text and innovation of thought. Torah is the call for righteousness, justice, and equity. It is this response of each generation to the changing conditions of life.
For us, Torah is not a book that fell from heaven, but a living conversation, human words made holy by the care, honesty, and responsibility with which we receive them. It includes the 5 books of Moses, the prophets and writings, rabbinic insight and poetry, modern scholarship and protest, and the voices we add today. It is the questions we dare to ask and the answers, tentative, challenging, compassionate, we shape together.
Torah is a mirror in which we see both the greatness and the failure of our ancestors, and a partner with whom we argue towards greater truth. It is the way of self-fulfillment and the dream of a better world, written not only on parchment, but in every act of courage, kindness, creativity, and solidarity that we bring into the life of our people and all humanity.
Thank you. And shall we unmute and say this blessing in English together? May we be blessed
May we
by
bless
Right.
the
by
merit
the
of the
merit
study
of
of
the
Torah,
study of Torah,
grants us
He
knowledge,
grants
which
us
grants us knowledge,
understanding,
and insight.
Yehi ratzon shenitbarech ba'or b'zchut limud haTorah hanotenet lanu da'at bina v'sechel. And I'll stop sharing the screen. I'm sorry that I couldn't Zoom, Jamie. But if you have the updated Zoom, you can. Many people don't know that they can do it, but they can Zoom on their screen. So anyway, today I will talk about Parashat Beha'Alotecha, which is not very easy to say, which is Leviticus 8, 1 to 12, 16. Before I dive into what I'm going to say, does anybody know the translation of Beha'alotcha? Yes, no. Phyllis, you're muted, but it looks like you're saying something.
I meant to turn on my voice, not my
Okay.
video. Is that about rising up? You shall rise up, or
Close.
make risen up,
Yes, exactly.
or light up. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. So, okay. So Leviticus 8, 1 to 12, 16 starts with Daber el Aharon ve'amarta elav beha'alotcha et hanerot el mul penei hamenorah yairu shiv'at hanerot. Speak to Aaron, saying to him, in your raising of the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light in front of the menorah. So it means in the raising. In your raising, beha'alotcha et hanerot. And before I continue with that, I want to also ask you, is that usual? Is that what we would normally say for lighting the nerot? Because it's beha'alotcha et hanerot, in the raising up of your lamps.
Normally it would be lehadlik, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Behadlik, to kindle. So but the Parsha says in the raising of your lamps. So that's very interesting image. So Parashat Beha'Alotecha begins with a simple instruction. Aaron is told to light the lamps of the menorah, but the Torah does not use an ordinary word for lighting. It says Beha'Alotecha, when you raise up the lamps. This is a beautiful phrase because Aaron is not simply lighting a wick, he is raising a flame. He is helping the light become itself. The Zohar, which I wouldn't normally quote, but sometimes we have to dig deep and deep and deep and go to all the sources and find a teaching that speaks more close to us. And sometimes, whether surprising or unsurprisingly, the Zohar actually does speak to me in some ways. If the Torah can, the Zohar can. So that's how I look at it. So the Zohar takes this further. It understands the lamps not only as objects in the sanctuary. I see a lot of laughing. Yeah. So it understands the lamps not only as objects in the sanctuary, but as our souls. So the lamps of the menorah are our souls or our psyche, because soul and psyche is essentially the same word in Greek and Hebrew. So Aaron the priest in the Zohar represents the quality of love and gentle guidance within the human psyche. His task is not to dominate the people, not to impress them, nor to make them dependent on his holiness. His task is to help lift them towards their own light source so that they can begin to shine from within themselves. The Zohar says, when you come to lift up the souls of the people, orient them to the depths of the light source. So we may not speak of holiness in supernatural terms in our community. We may not imagine light descending from a heaven, but we do know what it means for a person's light to be dimmed. We know what it means when someone is afraid, ashamed, exhausted, isolated, or unseen. And we also know what it means when someone helps us recover through our strength, our dignity, our courage, and our voice. So there is a difference between somebody helping us to recover by giving us all of the things that we need, and somebody helping us to recover by enabling us to find the means that we need to recover. The Zohar teaches us something very important, that when we light another person, we do not just flash our light on them and walk away. We stay with them until they are lit up by their own power. It is not enough to inspire people for a moment. The deeper task is accompaniment. We stay with one another long enough for courage to become stable, long enough for insight to become practice, and long enough for someone else's flame to stand on its own. In ordinary life, this might mean listening without rushing to fix. It might mean making space for someone who usually stays silent. It might mean encouraging a person to lead a reading, sing a song, offer a reflection, or tell their own truth about their own life. It might mean stepping back when we are used to stepping forward. It might mean stepping forward when our silence is actually coming from a place of hiding. The menorah teaches that the community, yes, the menorah teaches that the community is not one great flame with everyone else in shadow. It is 7 lamps, many lights, different lights, each one needing to be raised. As a spiritual humanistic community, we should be exactly like that. A place where people do not come merely to receive meaning from someone else, but to discover and kindle their meaning, the one that is already growing within them. And this is also why the menorah is not a private symbol. The lamps are raised in the sanctuary, in the shared space. Our light is personal, but is not only individual. We become luminous with and for one another. One person's courage makes more courage possible. One person's honesty gives permission for other people's honesty. One person's tenderness softens the room. One person's song helps another person breathe. So Beha'alotcha asks us, whose light are we helping to raise? And it also asks, where do we need help allowing our own light to rise? May we build communities where leadership is not control, but cultivation. May we learn to kindle without possessing, to guide without overpowering, and to accompany without making others dependent. May we stay with one another until the flame rises by itself, and may each one of us become, in our own way, one of the lamps of the menorah, distinct, necessary, and turned toward a shared light. Shabbat Shalom. I don't know why I always say Shabbat Shalom at the end of a trash, but I do. Okay, so bearing that in mind, I thought of this question in response, or a discussion prompt. Every person carries a hidden light, and community at its best is the place where that light gets to burn on its own. Is there a hidden light in you right now? And what would it mean for this to be a community where your light rises? So just open that to discussion. I do actually see some comments. So Jewish psychology as okay, where am I looking? We are in Numbers. I said Leviticus. Yeah. The word psychology comes from 2 ancient Greek words, psyche and psyche, and logos. Together they translate as the study of the soul or mind. Yes, that's correct. And so Jewish psychology as modern science can equal learning the soul-mind practice. So the congregation wakes up and responds in shul. Yeah, good point. Yes, Aaron?
Yeah, I was just answering. You said you don't know why you say Shabbat Shalom after the drash.
Mm-hmm.
Because in shul, that's when the rabbi says Shabbat Shalom and people wake up and respond.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, I hope nobody was sleeping.
No. I am a mental health professional, and I have had a problem with this insertion of the word spirituality into our congregation. And so I cannot tell you how much it helps me right now when you brought this up, psyche, because of course I'm okay with psychology. And so this just literally fit a puzzle piece and unlocked the level,
Yeah,
as my son would say.
unlock the level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We leveled up,
Mm.
Yeah, that is so cool. And of course, logos being popular in spiritual discussions. So, at least amongst Christians. So, anyway, I just thought out, and then the elevating the Hanukkah is very popular in my house. So lighting the menorahs, lighting the lamps, and elevating the light is cool. And you're also helping me with the Kabbalah because I used to, when I was into all that, I was into Kabbalah.
Yeah.
And so this helps me find a way back. I can't remember if I said or if you were there. I put on tefillin the other day using your siddur.
Oh.
My dad's tefillin. I got rid of my tefillin. And then I ended up inheriting my dad's tefillin. And so once again, this group, this movement, your siddur, helped me access that as well, my inheritance and heritage, but doing it in a way that's a modern psychology way. So thank you.
Welcome. So you did answer the question there, actually. For a
Well,
while
good.
it felt like you weren't, but but you
For
did.
rambling.
No, it's
Yes.
fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks. I pass.
You said it didn't pass. Thank you. So there was a hidden light in a way, and our community helped that rise.
I'd say the light of learning.
Hmm.
The light of learning. I spend most of my time doing that. I'm retired, so I have the time. And learning is important, and hopefully I pass on what I've learned to others so that they can grow from that. The parashat that I have in Numbers recounts the story where people were complaining to Moses about a couple of the people prophesizing, and he said, "Would it be that all of Israel would be able to prophesize?" And I've read or watched a few presentations from other groups on that, and it makes me recall back to the light imagery. I call you to be a light to the nations.
Yes.
Therefore, I have my Judaism is universalist, and I'm reading excellent books, not Ladino, Judaism for Universalists by Rabbi Everett Gendler. I love it. And I wish I had known about him sooner. And I want to go back to what another rabbi commented in the book, A Year with the Sages, by Rabbi Reuben Hammer. And the surprise to me, and he brings it up, is that was Aaron and Miriam were complaining to Moses, and of course God got angry at them. And in the end, some white scales or something were given to Miriam for, I think it's 7 days. And they were complaining about the fact that Moses had married a Cushite. That's what it says in the text. Of course, I go on Google, where is the biblical Cush? Wouldn't it be modern day, more or less, Ethiopia?
Yeah.
And also,
the Horn of Africa.
Yeah, that's right. So would that and then of course, according to Rabbi Hammer, that most of the sages felt that that was a reference to Zipporah, his actual wife. They were complaining about her. And what does that tell me? Ethiopia, I think, people of color, was Moses' wife black? And that says something too about universalism and about how in its roots, and if we look at the Torah more carefully, it is very universalist. The Torah on Mount Sinai, I looked up where Media is, because his father are not a Midianite, and it turns out to be sort of northwestern Saudi Arabia. So the Torah was not given in the land of Israel; it was given in Arabia. That's where they think Mount Sinai might have been. That's eye-opening to the universalist approach, as opposed to the more inward-looking. And so I hope I can bring that universalist approach to Judaism out and let that shine.
There's also a book called Judaism Without Tribalism, which you might like.
Okay, thank you.
I actually can just find the author. Yeah. Judaism Without Tribalism, A Guide to Being a Blessing to All the Peoples of the Earth by Rami M. Shapira.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more reflections on the discussion point prompt?
This isn't about how necessarily we do it here, although this is inspiring. But I know that one of the things that we tend to be for people is people can talk about anything with us. Apparently, with a lot of people, you can't talk about very personal things and bodily functions or whatever it is. And we're fine with doing that with people, and it provides them an outlet that they can't find anywhere else. Apparently, this is new to us because this has never been a problem for us. But so it's interesting that we have friends like that we're the place they can come to and really literally talk about anything, because we wouldn't judge them about other things either, And so it's interesting to know that that's not universal. It's hard to, I guess, to find friends who'll do that for you. I mean, that's a sort of surprise to me, but that's the deal apparently.
So you do help them raise their light, maybe.
I think it gives them a place where they can feel at home in a way that they can be themselves. The point is, they can be themselves and find themselves, and
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Yeah.
I was just thinking, because I spend a lot of my time around young people and children, and I find it quite easy to spark a light in them. And I don't find it as easy to do it with adults. So quite often my interaction with adults will be quite rushed or go very quickly, and it's sort of done because it needs to be done rather than because I'm trying to give them something. So I was thinking, actually, it's nice coming to something like this, and it's nice speaking to adults and interacting in a way that isn't rushed and feels meaningful.
There are some people with us who haven't spoken. I'd like to give you an opportunity to speak. I can continue with the service. Am I showing sound? I don't know. Yes. Okay, so this refers to Torah, meaning everything that we've just done, all the discussions that we've had. Etz Chaim, it is a tree of life for those who grasp her, and those who hold on to her are happy.
Etz Chaim hi lama chazikim ba v'tomecheha meushar diracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom.
Let us stand as we recall those who are no longer with us. If you are remembering anyone at this point in time, please say their names aloud. And would somebody read the English, please?
Joseph Mirsky,
Carlos and Eva,
Would somebody read the English?
may there be a good remembrance and compassion and kindness and love from all the world upon our honorable loved ones who are no longer present. Let us make a place in our hearts to remember their good names, and let us honor them with good deeds. May their memory be a blessing. Amen.
Amen. יהי זיכרון טוב וחסד ורחמים ואהבה מכל העולם לכבוד אהובינו שאינם עוד. הבה ננצור בלבנו את שמותיהם הטובים ונוקירם במעשים טובים, זיכרונם לברכה. Amen. You can sit down. And now it's time for Kiddush. So give you a minute to get your drink ready. Does everyone have a drink? Everyone who needs one? Could somebody read the English?
And we, humanity, keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations as an everlasting covenant. For 6 days they worked, and on the seventh day they rested and were refreshed. Therefore let us bless the Sabbath day and sanctify it. Blessed is the light in life, and blessed is the fruit of the vine to life.
Life, I just heard your chicken. ושומרים בני האדם את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, כי 6 ימים עשו מלאכה, וביום השביעי שבתו וינפשו, על כן נברך את יום השבת ונקדשהו. ברוך האור בחיים, וברוך פרי הגפן לחיים. And could someone who has their challah, whatever you're using for your bread, lead us in blessing it?
if we can eat and drink together, we can live and love together. So let us bless those that bring forth bread from the earth.
I can read the Hebrew if you want. אם נוכל לאהול ולשתות יחדיו, נוכל להיות ולאהוב יחדיו. על כן נברך את המוציאים לחם מן הארץ. אמן.
יהי רצון ששבתון תחזרה עלי קורה שמחה ושלום. יהי רצון ששבתון תחזרה עלי קורה שמחה ושלום. יהי רצון ששבתון תחזרה עלי קורה שמחה ושלום. שמחה ושלום.
May this Shabbat bring you its light, joy, and peace. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.